Good evening. Leading our news bulletin for tonight, one expert teacher, Grant Palliser from Nelson Girls High School in New Zealand, who is also an external moderator, arrived last week to the island and is assisting the Niue High School Arts Department. Mr. Palliser said the student has a huge catching up to do.
I'm really impressed, actually. There's some fantastic students there. I really enjoyed working with them as well, and they're really open to ideas, which has been good. So, because they have been working on their own for a lot of this time, so they've had huge catch-ups to do. It's been really a hard time for them. So, taking all those things into account, it's been a really good experience. Time management and not procrastinating. It's a young problem for the young people all over the world, back home in New Zealand and here. It's really important that they realise that when you look at something, you don't see it and fast forward. It actually does take a long time to do something if you're going to do it well. And particularly in art, it's important not to just go with your first idea, but to keep creating a lot of different ideas, looking at the same thing differently, and then picking the best one. So it's quite time consuming. Make sure you get the work done and get it in time for assessment.
He also said that there are areas that needs developing, including ideas and time, and he also gave advice for the students and school.
What is important is that they take advice to start with, but then they have the courage just to work with their own work, each one individually and differently, and continually developing new ideas. Their work is all about ideas, and it's not just about the first one idea. So any teacher can work with them and sort of cope and facilitate that research and that chasing different ideas, but then it's up to the student to do it themselves. And I see some students here are really good at that. Some students have still got to learn that, and it's a growing up thing. And we get it at different stages in our lives. I'm still learning about it. Well, first of all, the students. The advice for the students is to do what they're really passionate about and want to do, because they'll do better at it if they're passionate about it. And I think the advice for the school would be to support them in that by really working hard to get the resources that they need. Because we are in Niue, and I notice that you do not have the resources that I have back in New Zealand. So it's a matter of learning to cope with what resources you do have. It's quite a different situation, and that's been one of the wonderful learnings for me as well too. That's part of what I've loved about being here, is seeing how different things are and seeing how people have to cope with different situations.
This visit has been welcomed by Niue High School Principal Makaliva Puihanga, who said they are extremely pleased and grateful to receive such an expert to assist with the newly appointed art teacher and students. Mr. Palliser has been sponsored by Paul Hete from the Education Department, Matawai Resort, Niue Yacht Club, Niue Rentals, and Alofi Rentals to travel to Niue and assist Niue High School. Last Friday, Niue's shooting team returned home with a medal to mark their efforts after competing in the Oceania Shooting Federation competition that was held in Waitemata in New Zealand. Families and friends were at the airport to welcome the team home, and team manager Morgan Mangatungia says that the team is grateful for the support received from their friends and families both on the island and in New Zealand. 2 weeks ago, despite a lack of funding, the three-strong team decided to go anyway to ensure Niue did not miss out on the opportunity, a move that paid off. We caught up with the youngest member of the team who was able to place at the competition, getting a gold medal.
It was good to have people to back you up, like when you're down, they're there to support you. And it was good because most of our teammates were family, so it was alright. Going back into another competition, it was new. It was the same things I had in Nomea, but it was alright because some of the competitors I already knew from our last competition. And receiving the medal, well, that was shocking. I didn't know at first, but just happy to come back with something. The improvement was spectacular. It was greater than we had expected, and no, it was different. Just meeting the same competitors it was fine. I'm hoping to start training this time and trying to get more girls, because every competition I've been in, there's only like 1 or 2 girls, only from US. So this time trying to upgrade our numbers of shooting. Come and join. It doesn't matter how good you are. Just test it out. Just join. It'll be fun.
The Niue Shooting Federation hopes that this latest achievement will generate more interest in the sport of clay target shooting, and hopefully it will thrive on the island with more opportunities in the future. A rare butterfly that can only be found on Niue has been recorded, with Niue government planning to add the images to the Niue stamps. According to Premier Tokita Alangi, the butterfly was identified by an expert who travelled the world researching the beautiful creatures and found the yet-to-be-named butterfly on Niue. Not fancy by its dull brown colour, but this one will be recorded as only found in Niue. Finally, the road between Hakupu and Liku villages has been officially opened. Today, government officials and the public were given the chance to witness a long-standing project transform. Previously, the Director for Public Works, Steve Talangi, said this is the last road on the island to Tahsil, and Public Works began the task in August. Concerns over the state of the previous road had motorists also complained because of the damages to vehicles and dangerous driving conditions between the two villages. However, today, sigh of relief were obvious when the new road was finally completed. Niue Primary School's ukulele concert proved a hit with the parents who turned up today to watch their children playing instruments and performing on stage. After months of practice, 3 days a week, 2 hours each session, the musical talents of students from Year 4, 5 and 6 are showing great progress. Concert organizer and music tutor Ola Hekesi says that she is very happy with the effort shown by students who have been eager to learn and have improved greatly, now able to play instruments by ear. Mrs. Hekesi says each year the school tries to add an additional instrument to the mix, and this year they have added a bit of island flavour with the napa and drums. According to the primary school principal, Itsituki Tonga, the concert will be an ongoing yearly event, a much welcome addition to the overall school vision. She acknowledged parents for their willingness to have their children involved and taking time to take children to practices and picking them up afterwards, showing their support of this program that will enhance the creative musical talents of our children. This also rounds off the school term on a high note, with students looking forward to a 2-week break before heading back for more learning. If anyone who happened to be an Alofi off Sir Robert's Wharf yesterday evening would have met with an unusual sight, a dozen lights moving at an erratic speed on the water. No, they were not some nocturnal visitors from outer space, but our own flying fishermen and fisherwomen at work. The occasion was the annual Flying Fish Tournament organized by the Niue Island Fishermen's Association. A good crowd was at the wharf to see Robert Ricks Jr., or BJ as he is known to one and all, take top honors in the open men's category with an impressive total of 82 fish netted in just 1 hour of fishing. Malinga came in with 44 fish, placing him in second, and Clifford Marsh was third with 42, and Toto was fourth with 39 fish. Others who took part in this category were Dimitri with 34, Tongalilo with 29, Sima with 27, and Buka with 12. In the mixed double, that is one male and one female in a boat, BJ and Vanessa netted 44 fish to come in first. Wife and husband combination of Malinga and Petty were in second with 15 fish, and Dimitri and Pele netted 12 fish for third place. In the youth male category, father and son team of Toto and Juma took top honors with 35 fish. Apelila and his grandson came in with 19 to take second place, and Clifford Marsh and Ricardo Williams took third place with 16 fish. Association Chairman Honourable Robert Matua Rex said he was pleased with the turnout and that he is looking forward to an even bigger and better tournament next year. He expressed his thanks to all those who were part of the event and to association members who assisted in running the competition. The association's next constitution event will be the boat and reef fishing competition on Friday the 19th of October, starting in the early hours of the morning. And that concludes our news bulletin for tonight. Don't forget to head out to Avasele for their annual show day this coming Saturday.